You ever have one of those days where the world just decides to test every nerve you've got? Yeah, let me tell you, nothing prepares you for the moment your kid vanishes without a trace on a regular Tuesday. You won't believe what happened to my son. I mean, one minute he's just trudging home from his shift bagging groceries, still in that faded blue apron, earbuds in, thinking about nothing more serious than homework or what's for dinner. And then, in the blink of an eye, this blacked-out SUV rolls up beside him. No markings, tinted windows, and out jump two guys in uniforms that look official enough to fool anybody from a distance. They've got patches stitched on the sleeves. HOA cops. I know, right? HOA cops. You can't make this stuff up. Before I go any further, go ahead and drop a comment where you're watching from, because I need to know, how far does this madness travel? Anyway, my boy Michael, he's only 14. Shy kid, kind of keeps to himself. Never had a run-in with anyone, never mouthed off to the neighbors, never broken a single damn rule, unless you count staying up late reading comic books. But it turns out, none of that matters when you cross paths with the wrong people at the wrong time. So, picture this. These two guys jump out. One flashes this badge. Looked like something you'd get out of a Cracker Jack box, you know what I mean? And barks. Neighborhood ordinance. No minors walking unsupervised after dark. Michael barely gets out. I'm just walking home. I live right there, before they're on him. The second guy's voice is all business. Save it. We enforce the rules. You're detained. And before my son knows what hit him, his arms are twisted behind his back, and he's being shoved toward the SUV. His phone, his lifeline, right? Slips out and hits the pavement, but he's thinking fast. This kid manages to kick it under a bush where nobody sees. He doesn't know it yet, but that little move? That's what blows this whole thing wide open. Meanwhile, I'm home, just setting out plates for dinner, wondering what's keeping him. Because Michael, he always texts if he's going to be late. 20 minutes go by, then 30, and my stomach starts to churn. I check the family locator app on my phone. One of those things you install for peace of mind, never thinking you'll need it, and my heart just about stops. His phone is pinging, but not from anywhere near his usual route home. No, it's coming from this rundown strip mall, half the neighborhood away. I try calling, straight to voicemail. Once, twice, 3 times. Nothing. Now, I'm not a panicker by nature. Let's just say life's taught me to keep my head, but something's not right. I grab my keys and head out, dialing my deputy as I go. Track this plate for me. I whisper, after I spot the SUV near the strip mall. Black, no markings. Plate numbers. Well, you get it. 30 seconds later, he calls me back. Boss, that's not law enforcement. It's privately registered. Do you need backup? Not yet, I say, jaw tight. Not until I see Michael with my own eyes. I park behind a dumpster, low profile, nothing fancy, watching as these two officers drag Michael into the shell of this abandoned office building. He's stumbling, but not fighting. From my angle, I see him, small, scared, wrists zip-tied, shoved into a metal folding chair like he's some kind of hardened criminal. The tall guy is pacing back and forth, barking charges like he's Judge Judy and the bailiff rolled into one. Violation of neighborhood ordinance. No minors unsupervised. Parents will have to pay a $500 fine if you want to go home. It's a shakedown. Extortion. Plain as day. The other one scrolling on his phone, bored, then pipes up. If mommy and daddy don't cough up, we call child services. You ever feel your blood run cold and hot at the same time? That was me. But I keep my voice steady when I call my deputy. It's a kidnapping. 2 males, fake uniforms, private car, my son is restrained. I'm moving in. He tells me, we're rolling, for minutes out. Do not engage alone. Yeah, sure. Let me back up a sec. What these clowns don't know is, I'm not just Michael's mom. I'm the district attorney for our county. I've spent years prosecuting people who think the law's just a suggestion. So, no, I'm not sitting this one out. I step out of my car, heels crunching on gravel, badge in hand. Real badge. Mind you, not some eBay knockoff. I walk right up to the entrance and kick the door open with a confidence that comes from a decade in the courtroom. District Attorney Monroe. I announce, loud enough to rattle windows. Unhand that child. Now. The 2 men freeze, faces draining of all that fake authority. You can't just barge in here, the tall one stammers. Actually, I can, I shoot back. You're in violation of 18 U.S. Code 912. impersonating an officer. And California Penal Code 207, kidnapping. That's life in prison if convicted. Want me to keep going? The second guy's phone hits the floor. He mutters, "She's bluffing." I step closer, not blinking. Try me. I don't bluff. And you just abducted the son of the district attorney. That's when the sirens start up outside, red and blue strobing through those boarded-up windows. Backup's here. Michael's eyes fill with tears, but he's trying so hard to be brave. The door slams open behind me, and in pour the real police. Guns drawn, orders barked. Hands where we can see them. The two fake enforcers go limp, all their bravado gone. I'm at Michael's side in 2 seconds flat, breaking the zip ties, feeling him melt into my arms, shaking, but okay. The taller guy tries to protest. This isn't what it looks like. We're just enforcing HOA rules. I cut him off, my voice all steel. Under 18 U.S. Code 1201, taking and restraining a minor isn't just detention, it's kidnapping. You're done talking. Cops cuff the pair, and I straighten up. All business now. Officers, I say, arrest these men for multiple felonies. Impersonating a federal officer, kidnapping, extortion. They demanded $500 for his release, and child endangerment. Every statute applies, and I'll personally see these charges stick. The lead officer nods, writing it all down. The only sound is Michael's uneven breath. The men are hauled out, fake badges dangling, faces gray. One tries for sympathy. We were told this was legal. We thought we had authority. I stop in front of him, voice low. Authority doesn't come from a patch you order online. It comes from the law, and that's what's about to bury you. Michael squeezes my hand as we step into the cool night, police lights painting his face red and blue. He whispers, "Mom, I knew you'd come." I kiss the top of his head. Always. As they load those guys into the cruisers, it hits me. This isn't just about my son anymore. It's about every kid, every family, every parent who ever felt powerless against people who think rules don't apply to them. Fake badges, fake power, fake authority. The law doesn't bend for frauds. It breaks them. Because where I live, you come after a child, especially mine, justice doesn't wait for court. It starts the second I walk in. And just when I thought it was over, there's a beat, a sudden voice from the crowd that's gathered outside. Someone in a suit who steps forward and starts arguing with the officers. Turns out, he's the HOA president, all huffy, insisting that the two cops were only following the board's instructions, that the rules exist for the safety of our community. But tonight, nobody's buying it. The neighbors, folks who never spoke up before, start murmuring, some shaking their heads, some outright laughing at how far the HOA's power trip has gone. Even the officers seem exasperated. And then, the twist, the officer in charge turns and cuffs the HOA president too. Obstruction and conspiracy. Sir, you'll have to come with us. That's the real gut punch for everyone watching. Because, for once, the people in charge aren't untouchable. Yeah, that happened. We drive home, Michael and me, silent for a while, headlights flickering over empty streets. I let the weight of the night settle in. Not every story ends this way. Most parents don't get there in time. Most kids don't have someone watching out for them. But tonight, we did. So, let's get real. Where do you stand? Did the HOA cross the line? Or are they just doing their job? Does authority come from a patch and a clipboard, or from something deeper? Drop your thoughts below. Tell me your HOA horror stories, your justice moments, your close calls. Because at the end of the day, the only way any of this changes is if we talk about it. And if you stuck with me this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your take, right or wrong, fair or foul. Because these stories, they're bigger than one family, one night, or one fight for justice. They belong to all of us.